Everyone, welcome back to the NFA Review channel. Today we're going to take an in-depth look at the HK VP9B match. This is a match grade version of the VP9L, and it does have the button release instead of the European paddle release. So we're going to take an in-depth look at this today. Before we get to it, just want to catch you guys up on Suppress Fest. We are now, I think we have 100 tickets left for sale for Saturday and 200 tickets left for sale on Sunday, November 12th and 13th. So if you guys want to make it out to the event, remember, we're not selling tickets there. You have to buy them online before the event. You cannot enter the property without a ticket. So suppressfest.com is where you're going to find those tickets. You can come one day, both days, that's up to you. We have a long list of vendors signing up every single day, and we'll pretty much get them pretty much every day until the event is usually how it goes. So right now, I think we're at 11 vendors. We're shooting for 20 to 25. So a lot more coming, a lot of prizes, as you guys know, all the raffles at the events, and of course, all those cool products that you guys get to demo live and hear in person. So that's Suppress Fest, you're caught up there. Let's go ahead and break open this bad boy, and then we'll hit the range and have some fun. I already took the liberty to modify mine, okay, but we'll cover kind of both specs, how it comes out of the box and unmodified. So in the box, you will have your pistol, you will have 4 20-round mags, okay? I have some in a mag holder over here off camera. You'll have all your rear grip panels, your side palm swell panels. So you have small, medium, and large. It comes shipped in the medium configuration because that's pretty much what most of the general public's going to be using. But if you need to enlarge it, you have large, and if you need to make everything smaller, you have the small panels in here. And of course, you have a lower power recoil spring, and then the red recoil spring is in the firearm. So that's pretty much the case, what comes in it. It's pretty sweet. So now that we got what it comes with out of the way, let's go ahead and cover the specs, and then we'll cover the special features, and then of course, the range. So comes in at a overall length of 8.78 inches, a height of 6.50 inches, and a width of 1.26 inches at its widest part. Now, as far as the weight, I recorded 2 weights. One, of course, from the HK website with it stripped with an empty magazine in it, and then with all my mods here. So how it comes out of the box with an empty 20-round mag, it weighs in at 24.16 ounces. And then with the SRO, the adapter plate, and this aluminum mag well here, and the XL release button. Doesn't have much weight, but it is just slightly larger magazine release button. It comes in at a weight of 29.77 ounces. So still under the 2-pound mark, fully kitted out. Your barrel length is going to be 5.51 inches, and your sight radius, very important, comes in at 7.68 inches. So very long, and that is what makes shooting these things very easy. Frame, of course, can be your typical HK reinforced polymer. Your slide is going to be steel. Barrel as well, cold hammer forged, polygonal rifling. And then, of course, on the slide and barrel, you're going to have the HK HE finish, their hostile environment finish. Caliber is, of course, 9mm. Capacity, I mentioned earlier, 20-round mags, comes with 4 of them. And then your sights are 3-dot. Now, these are luminescent. They're the recharge type, you know, with a flashlight or sunlight. They are not tritium, but they do the job just fine. As far as retail price, it comes in at $1,159. I've seen these, of course, not kitted out, just stock floating around gun broker for the $1,000 mark. So not bad. So now that we got the basic gist out of the way, let's go ahead and cover the special features of this gun and what sets it apart above the standard VP9. Elephant in the room, OR, optic ready slide. Now on their website and in the manual, it states how many different plates they have for sale. You can find these plates on hkparts.com or the HK web shop. And you can choose steel or aluminum. I went with aluminum here to not add too much more weight because we were throwing on the SRO, pretty big red dot. So you just choose which plate that you need to adapt for, remove the 2 screws on top of the slide, and you're good to go. I chose the SRO, so we have that aforementioned nice viewing window when you're shooting. So you can pick up targets from right to left, left to right, a lot quicker than if you had a tighter window box. As far as the trigger, the word match is in the name. This is not the match grade trigger you're going to find on, say, you know, the Tactical 45 or on these Experts. I got an Expert 9 and an Expert 45 here, both with the USP match trigger on it. Of course, hammer fired, striker fired, so the mechanics are going to be a little different inside. Weapon is clear. But what you have is a 5.4 pound pull. It does stack up quite nice. I have a little bit of creep and then it breaks. Reset is really forceful and it comes in at 0.12 inches of length in the reset. So I haven't shot this gun yet, but I have a feeling that, you know, under rapid transitions from target to target, that forceful reset's going to be quite welcomed, especially when I'm trying to ping off shots as fast as I can. So that's probably going to be a-okay. Again, going back to the basic design of the VP9, ambidextrous is the name of the game here. You have a slide release very far back here on the frame, and then on the other side you have a large extended lever bringing them both to the same area on the frame for your left and right-handed shooters. And the magazine release on this gun that I have is the American version. This is their button release mag. Now, HK did send this gun for test and evaluation. I didn't request one or the other. They decided to send the button mag release, and at first I was perturbed because I like my paddles. But the more I started to just kind of practice with this off camera, my old days of having fun running and gunning definitely came screaming back to me. I'm not sure I would be as fast running drills. I got a Comtech holster here. We got some John Wick-ish going on here. We're gonna have some fun here in a minute. But I was doing some drills, practicing reloads, and I am so much faster with a button release than I am the paddle. Now the paddle, I would typically use my pointer finger or middle finger on my firing hand to release it. But with this XL button that I installed, it's a HK factory part. They have a small, medium, large, and XL. Super easy to install, and the point I'm getting at here is that it's reversible. Super easy process. Just take off the slide, hold the screwdriver in, hold this little lever out of the way. There's instructions online, super easy to follow. This slides out, you reverse it, slide it back in. So if you are southpaw, you will be able to shoot this gun just fine right out of the box. Just have to move that magazine release over. So like I said though, it's definitely faster for me to have the button. It's just not as cool in my mind because I'm a paddle freak. All right, moving on to ergonomics. Let's see, we kind of breezed over the slide earlier. So on the VP9s, you do have these cocking ears that you can install or uninstall. You just have to remove the sight and then these drift out. They're polymer and they just slide in these grooves that are machined into the back of the slide, and they create just a little protrusion there that you can grab under stress. You know, whether you C-clamp the top of the slide or come in from the rear like this behind your optic. Of course, if you have an optic, you can just run it on the optic if you want. Just try not to get the habit of doing that because your screws will loosen up over time, so just check them before each match. But really neat thing. You know, a lot of people thought it was gimmicky when it first came out, but I've used the VP9 in the past and I always liked those little ears on the back, so I thought it was a neat feature. As far as the slide, the lightning holes to make the slide lighter under recoil, you see here on the top and on the sides, they actually create a nice purchase point too if you need to do a press check or anything like that. So I thought that was pretty neat as well. As far as the grip, we kind of breezed by that earlier in the box. Remember, these side palm swells and the rear are all interchangeable. It's set up in medium right now, but you can mix and match it however you wish. It's pretty sweet idea that's been out for quite some time, since the P30. They moved it over here to the VP9, and as far as a match gun, that's definitely going to enable more shooters out there to use this as their match gun because it's so customizable right out of the box. And elephant in the room, okay, it says match on the slide. What makes it a match gun other than the long sight radius? This does have your O-ring engagement on the front. Now, if you guys remember watching, I did a video on the Expert USP 9mm already. I showed you a close-up of that O-ring. I'll do so today as well. But it's really neat. I remove the magazine so I don't have any resistance here, and you can actually feel the slide catch it and then snap past that O-ring. So what that's going to do is just enable a very, very slight barrel to slide lockup under recoil. The less movement you have in the barrel as that bullet exits, the better. So tight lockup is welcomed. Okay, that's a 1911 thing. They have a bushing so they can fit them, sand them, make sure that the barrel is super tight during that initial unlocking phase. And HK is like, well, we'll just solve that problem with a little rubber O-ring. And it works. They do ship extra O-rings in the box. There's like a baggie of like 10 of them. That being said, I shot a lot of these guns extensively. I have a ton of those O-rings, and I've only had one go bad like once. So they definitely last a lot longer than you think they do. As far as the VP9 here in the studio, I think we pretty much just breezed through it as fast as we could, and man, it's a really handsome looking gun. I mean, you have to like your guns too when you look at them. With the SRO on top, you got the little mag well, which helps compress my grip nice and tight. It's just gonna be a really fun gun to John Wick here in just a second. So with that being said, let's grab a metric crap ton of 124 grain ammo. I'll pack up these mags, my John Wick-ish, and then we're gonna hit that range. And with this gun, name of the game is having fun. Let's get to it. All right, we are set up at 7 yards. We got targets spread out across the range. We got a danger close target here, and we have one to check the red dot. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a 5-round group standing at 7 yards and just see where that red dot is. Make sure we don't need to do any adjustments before we get started today. Okay, not shooting you. That is the first 5 rounds fired at 7 yards with the red dot. I did not sight it in. That's just installing it on the gun and shooting it. I'm just gonna knock it up a tiny bit and then call it good. Holy hell in a handbasket, it is hot out here. I am drenched in zinc and dying in the sun, but we're gonna try to have as much fun as we can today. So I'm at 7 yards here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 IDPA size steels, and I have a rubber dummy right here in front of me that I can shoot from retention if I choose to do so. What we're gonna do, now that we know that the gun is sighted in, I just wanna run some drills, kind of slow, methodical, robotic, to kind of knock the dust off, knock the rust off here, okay? It's been a while since I've shot and, you know, done tactical reloads, stuff like that. So let's just have some fun out here. That's what this gun's all about. So I think I have 10 rounds loaded up in it, and then I have 2 spares here in the Comtac holster, or mag holder, with 5 rounds each. Again, I'm talking to you on my lapel mic, so the audio is going to sound a little different than my other videos, but we should be good. All right, let's get to it. I didn't bring a shot timer, so we're just gonna go for it. Forgot these are 5 rounders. Cool. Well, that was fun. Sloppy, but fun. That last mag, I noticed it didn't seat all the way. I could just feel it not seat all the way, so I just slammed it in with my chest. Not sure if that's the right thing to do, but it worked. So yeah, let's load up some more mags and do that again. That was fun. All right, let's try that again. Knock some more dust off. This time, I loaded a 20-round mag and then 2 5 spares. Let's just let's do that again. Got the rubber dummy here, huh? I'm gonna try shim at retention. Got him. Fuck. All right. Dropped that full mag there. Didn't have it seated all the way like earlier. Gotta watch that. Definitely like that trigger reset for sure. Bounces off just enough in between targets to ensure your finger reset. Whew. All right, Loaded up, I want to say 15 rounds in the gun, and I have 10 in the spares. And we move back to 10 yards. So let's see if I can still get the same amount of hits, same speed. I'm gonna need ear protection. Note to self, 124 grain, 9mm. Doesn't sound too good without ears on. All right, at least we got a hit, huh? Oh, what happened there? Need to work on my reloads for show. All right, that was sloppy. Ugh. Oh God, it's so hot. All right, we pushed back to 15 yards. And let's just see how accurate this gun is. I already know it's more accurate than me just from the last hour out here. Let's see what we can do here. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Randomly loaded the mags. Woo! Getting the jitters. Getting the jitters. Yeah, I randomly loaded the mag, so I didn't know when I was going to run out. All right, we're still at 15 yards. I just moved the camera over to the side profile view. We're going to run that again. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this without gloves because I'm sweating like crazy out here. See how this grip texture does. And see if anything improves without the gloves. All right, remember my ears this time. Magazines are randomly loaded. This one has the most in it, probably 15 or so. And then these are random. So we'll just run what we brung. Failure to lock back. Slide is cooking. All right, so I have this habit of not using the slide release to drop the slide, and that's from my Glock days. I used to be really good at this actually. I would practice in my living room, reloads, everything, sight control. I was so fast probably 7-8 years ago. I could shoot to empty and reload before my empty hit the ground. It was, I mean, it was pretty quick, but you know, like any skill, probably yelling at you guys here, any skill, it's perishable. So what I've learned today, and I'll touch base on this more at the end of the video, is that practice makes perfect. You got to really stick to your craft if you're going to continue to do it. But I'll say this right off the bat. That SRO, the ability to pick up the steel from the left and right quickly is awesome. It's my first time shooting with an SRO. Usually I have a little RMR on top. Definitely recommend that. Trigger is great. Reset's great. My two outer steels, the way they're mounted, they're not ringing that loud. Hopefully you can hear them. The two smaller ones on the ground have a nice ring to it, but I'm getting good hits here. So practice makes perfect. Definitely gonna keep shooting this guy. All right, we've shot groups at the beginning at 7 yards, reloads at 7, reloads at 10, reloads at 15. Let's step things back to 50 yards. It's gonna look a little weird to you guys. I'm shooting with a 90mm prime lens. It's behind me there. We're actually exactly 45 yards from the target. So again, randomly loaded mags, and probably gonna get some misses here. Failure to lock back. Well, I'll be damned. I'll take that at 45 yards. Shit. Whoo, shade. Now, this is the real reason why we backed it up to 45 yards, so I can shoot from the shade. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. It was actually really fun to get out here and put some rounds to this thing, and it really made me remember just how fun competitive shooting can be. Like I said, back in the day, I was actually pretty good with the Glock 34 Gen 3. I still have it bouncing around my safe somewhere. But you know, this is like everything on steroids here. This is ready to go out of the box. For sure, if you guys are out there looking for a match gun, I would definitely take a look at this. Of course, you know, putting an optic on it, that's going to increase your cost significantly. You know, I think I actually bought this. This wasn't sent to me. It was $500 on Euro Optics, so which is actually close to dealer cost, so it wasn't that bad. And it was out of stock at the dealer, at the distributor, so I was like, screw it. So, you know, 500 bucks for the sight, you know, $40 or whatever it was for the mag release, another 45 or whatever it was, 60, I don't know, for the aluminum mag well, and you got yourself a pretty badass match gun. As you saw today, I'm so used to C-cupping the slide for my reloads. It really slows things down. If I could just get my muscle memory, my brain around when I run empty to bring it, first off, bring it into my workspace more. Okay, I was a little low on my reloads I was watching. Bring it into my workspace, right? Slide lock, look through the trigger guard, my magazine wells facing the correct way, guide my finger in. I didn't have any problems with that. Seat the mag harder. Okay, I had some where I kind of just slapped it in there. And when I rotate the firearm, I'm not gonna do it now because that mag's loaded, use my thumb and drop that slide. I'll save a lot of time, I think, versus slamming the mag home, bringing my hand up over the firearm to do a slingshot type reload there. So it's all just practice, and it's all part of the fun of these guns. And what I'm getting at is this gun made me remember just how fun it is to come out here and shoot fast and reload and just have fun. I mean, I shoot a lot of rounds, more than the typical viewer watching right now. You got to figure with all my reviews every 30 days, I typically shoot 2,000 rounds a month, which is a lot of ammo a month. But you know, I'm setting up my camera and I'm getting the right angle, making sure the audio is good, the focus points are good. I got exposure problems with shooting in the shade and shooting in the sun, so it's not shooting for skill, it's shooting so you guys can hear the suppressor typically. So today reminded me just how fun it is to kind of knock the cobwebs off and get out here and have some fun. So I'm definitely going to practice with this more off camera just for myself. And this is going to be, I think, my new truck gun. I mean, what's not to love about a 9mm with 2 paddle holsters I can keep in my console safe, right? With 60 rounds on tap. I mean, that's pretty legit. So kind of hard to sneeze at that. I mean, if something pops off, I have a rifle in the car as an armor, and then I have this I can strap on, all John Wick style. So if I want to get as good as him, I need to practice more, and that's the name of the game, and that's the name of having fun. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. This gun definitely exceeded my expectations. I gotta admit, before we came out here, I thought this trigger was gonna give me issues. I'm used to the match grade triggers, as I mentioned earlier in the studio, and this thing just ran fine out of the box. You know, it really did. The grip angle, everything for me, everything shot perfectly point of aim. I didn't have to like tilt the gun up or down, you know, sometimes like you do on a Glock. It just, right out of the box, even the sight was pretty damn close. And as you can see, it can group. I mean, that was just standing at 21 feet, and we were grouping tight shots. I mean, so this thing can shoot. This thing can shoot. If there's any excuse to be made, it's that as far as your shooting, it's usually the shooter. You know, typically I try to break apart something on a firearm. I'm really having trouble finding something to nitpick here. I like to find at least one thing Wrong. I guess if we can find one thing, it'd be nice to have taller co-witness sights. That'd be kind of cool, because these sights are unusable now because the SRO's in the way. Of course, you can install taller suppressor height sights if you want to co-witness your irons. Although it is kind of nice having them out of the way and just having the dot. I don't know, maybe that's why they did that. I did ride the slide stop a couple times shooting, all right, with my offhand, and that's why I was shooting, that slide was slamming home on an empty magazine and it was failing to lock open. That's just because that lever's so far back. If you squeeze with your offhand too tight, it'll press on that just enough to release the slide when you're empty. So something you got to look out for. Other than that, by the way, I didn't clean this thing, oil it, anything out of the box. I ran it exactly how it came from HK. Did not add any oil. I can still see some oil seeping out here. So 0 malfunctions today, and just an overall good gun. I really wasn't a big fan of the VP9 until today, and this one's gonna be a keeper. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge shout out to Two-Way Warehouse for all the freaking ammo they sent here. We shot a lot. I'm about to shoot some more because I cannot leave this review without doing a triple mag dump. So as the credits roll, let's do 3 rounds or 3 mags as fast as I can, and I'll see you guys next video. Camera overheated.